Please come in, Miss Reed. Come in.
Good evening, Mr. Ashman.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome to a brand new Remothered Broken Porcelain video. Now today we have a bunch of new information for y'all. We have new story details, we have new Stalker details, and we also have the release date. So first things first, the game is coming out on August 25th, which is a very exciting time. It's right before like the big drop of games coming September and the rest of the year, so it's a nice wee time for an indie title like Remothered. I must say I've already got my pre-order set and ordered, so it's all good. I just need to sit here waiting patiently. Last week on the Future Game Show, we were greeted with a brand new gameplay trailer for Broken Porcelain. This trailer had a lot of details crammed in there, a lot more than the previous trailers, just to get people amped up for the release, and I must say, it did work because I am officially amped. There is a lot to unpack here, a lot to dissect in this trailer, so why not just dive right in. The opening scene of this trailer follows Rosemary Reed, the protagonist of Tormented Fathers, as she comes to visit Mr. Ashman, who is looking worse for wear. Ashman greets Rosemary as she asks if he remembers her. Of course he does, because soon after she is grabbed by the porcelain. What's interesting here is that she actually comes to visit Mr. Ashman after she burns down a part of the Ashman Palace and also kills 11 nuns. I don't know why she would go anywhere near him. I'm just sort of curious why, like what is her reason for going back? She's a wanted woman, she has a bounty on her head, probably by Mr. Ashman himself. What other reason for her to go back to him? Like, is she investigating Celeste? Does she know that Jennifer made it to the inn? Nevertheless, the porcelain snatched her, which leads me to another theory which I'll dive into later in the video. So while editing this video, I just noticed one little tiny split of a second in the gameplay trailer that shows you playing as Rosemary, and not just playing as Rosemary, but actually holding a gun, which is quite cool. Next, we are introduced to Jennifer and Lindsay. Also, Jennifer's arm isn't broken in these cutscenes, so maybe that will lead up to how she actually broke her arm. We get a good few shots of the porcelain at work with the thing creepily pursuing Jennifer. An interesting observation here is that some stalkers are actually seen resting throughout the inn, like the guy with the gun passed out in the bed and Andrea on the chair. My guess is that this is a section of the game where a lot of the characters are just sort of going for a wee rest. Maybe they're just exhausted with the phenoxyl that's taken over them. But it would be interesting if there was a mechanic that allowed stalkers to go for a wee rest while the other two stalkers go and hunt you down. Because the amount of stalkers that we've seen on screen all at once is 3, which in my mind is a lot, especially compared to the first game. So it would make sense if hunters did take like shifts, so like Andrea could go for a wee rest while the other two are hunting you down, you know? We get a closer look at Jennifer's new Moth Eye abilities. Originally I thought this Moth Eye ability was just seen through walls, but it appears to be way more than that. Jennifer can glide through the environment using vents and interact with objects. For example, she uses the ability to disable some sort of generator to free herself from a trap. To be honest, I do like this way more than the whole seeing through walls Hitman style. I think that just takes away from a horror game, but this Moth Eye ability where you essentially, well, probably like you go through the vision of a moth and you're flying about as a moth maybe, I don't know, and you're going through vents and stuff like that, it leaves Jennifer the character vulnerable. So if you, let's say, go into Moth Eye vision and then you fly to see what's on the other side of a door and you just see like 3 stalkers just fucking Forrest Gumping up to the door and you're like, oh, we should probably quickly switch back to Jennifer and get the hell out of there because we're going to be screwed otherwise. Now for the most intense part of the trailer. The Red Nun is back. For the last 20 to 30 seconds of the trailer, we see the Red Nun setting the place ablaze as she pursues Jennifer. It appears this time she is actually wielding a flamethrower, which sounds fun. So my theory here is that the Red Nun that we see in this game is actually Rosemary being controlled by the porcelain, because we only really see the Red Nun chasing Jennifer in this trailer, which does support my theory of Rosemary being the Red Nun. What also supports my theory as well is that this nun is again wielding a flamethrower, and who recently burned down a place, killing a lot of nuns? Who was that again? I can't remember. So I think the flamethrower and her burning down the Ashman Inn is tied to her actions in the monastery. Honestly, I do believe more in the theory of Rosemary being the Red Nun this time around, rather than just having Gloria back again, because if you have Gloria back again, it just takes away from her death at the end of Tormented Fathers. So when you're just playing the game, you're like, oh, Gloria, you're back. Now that was all that I really found from the trailer. If there was any more information, please let me know down in the comments below, because I do have the habit of missing things, or misinterpreting things, or mishearing things, like in the last gameplay video that I did for Remothered. I confused the guy with the gun saying Ariana for Rihanna. Also, here's another clarification. The girl in the kitchen that I thought was Lindsay is actually a different character. This character is called Alyssa, and it was actually another student from Jennifer's school. But yeah, that was Broken Porcelain. What do you think about it? And what do you think about the release date and the gameplay? Let me know down in the comments below. Special thanks to my lovely patrons, Cat G, Proxy1, TG Monster, Enigma Plays 115, and Elemental Moneybag for your continued support over my Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I do really appreciate it. I am really excited for Remothered, I'm not gonna lie. Broken Porcelain is a game that I've been looking forward to ever since its announcement, just because of just the whole atmosphere of that game. It's just really cool and is really reminiscent of older horror movies that I grew up with, so it looks really cool. Also, just with the whole game in general, it just looks like it takes a lot from Remothered 1 and just improves upon it and just upgrades it and makes it all better, which is what every good sequel should do, and not all sequels do. Just that. But yeah, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye bye.